Just like social media, when you focus on one thing, that's all you'll ever see. Welcome to Unified TV, where truth has no fear. So we all know how this deal works with with algorithm pages. When you're on social media, Facebook, your Instagram, and you watch one video one time, and you go back to that search page, that's all you're ever going to see. At that point, your entire focus, your entire interest level, according to social media, and your entire energy has been shifted towards whatever that one thing was that you took interest in. And all it takes is one time. YouTube is a little different. YouTube, you look at one video one time, and it doesn't matter if you go to your search page to try to find anything. As soon as you open your YouTube, is going to flood you with whatever that one video was. It's going to try to branch off into this, that, and that. See, it's very annoying. I don't know if anyone else gets annoyed by that, but I get really annoyed by that. So that means I have to go back to what my actual interest is and just click the video and let it play for about 5 to 10 seconds. And then all of a sudden, my algorithm changes all over again. See, this is how it is in the spiritual realm as well. Once you decide to entertain certain things, that's all you're ever going to see. That's all you're ever going to put your focus on, because now you've opened yourself up to that, whether it be intentional or unintentional. You've opened yourself up to that now, and now it's going to be a major part of your everyday life. Whether that's good or bad, it's something that we do on a daily basis that we don't really put in check. Now, we're going to focus on the negative side of that. See, when you put your focus on certain things, even if it's one time, it can consume you. It can consume you, and now you can't unsee what you saw. You cannot, and sometimes it's hard to get your focus back. And that could be very emotionally and mentally damaging depending on what it is. So now you have to work on changing your spiritual algorithm. When you focus too much on the news, when you focus too much on social media, when you focus too much on wanting to be popular or whatever it is that you're trying to do, when you focus too much on that, whether it be good or bad, it can consume you. So it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. But I'm speaking on the bad things because of everything we see going on in the world right now. I don't know if a lot of you guys notice, but there are some things I don't speak on. Now, if you give a lot of you guys send me posts, and I definitely appreciate it, I will talk to you one on one sometimes, depending on what the topic is. But in a lot of ways, in a lot of cases, I've seen it a lot of times before it hits the news. Now, sometimes it's unintentional, and sometimes I go look just enough to say, okay, I know what's going on. So when it comes out, I'll know what the truth is, and it's not going to force me to want to dissect it. But there are times where it does come out, and I don't want to know what's going on. There are times where I don't care to be involved with certain topics. There are times where the media is blatantly lying, and it's just something I don't even care to put my energy into, because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get into the rabbit holes. I'm going to become consumed by it. And even the strongest person emotionally or mentally can become damaged and troubled by certain things if it's a soft spot for them, or if it's just something that just doesn't make sense. It's like, why is this happening? So we have to control our spiritual algorithm. It can break you down. Even the most mentally emotionally strong person can become subject to things of the media, and it can damage your psyche. It can keep you up at night. It can disturb you on levels that you didn't expect before. So we have to make sure we keep our algorithm in check. Once you entertain that thing, just know that if you let it fester, if you dwell on it too long, if you don't switch up your algorithm fast enough, it can come back. It can disturb you at times when you didn't expect it. It could pop up on you, because now that your focus has changed and it's in your mind, you can't help but see it everywhere. So we have to know how to monitor our algorithm. And the best way to do this is to try to stay in the spirit. You have to stay in the spirit. You have to stay focused on the promises of God and His Word, because God told us about everything that we're seeing now. We know what the book of life is. We know what the bread of life is, and the Bible told us all these things are going to happen way before they happen. So before any cue, before any news, trusted news source or untrusted news source, the Bible was that news source, and always will be that news source that we can trust and that we can bank on, and that we should be putting more trust and focus in than anything else. No, it's not that easy, because there's so many ways to be distracted, but it is still necessary at the same time. The fact that it's difficult to do does not diminish the importance of doing it. We have to make sure that we alter our spiritual algorithm by countering everything that we're seeing on the news, everything that people are telling us on social media, everything that people send us, the people that you talk to in the store, the things that we see when we go into society. We have to make sure that we are countering that with the positive algorithm that we need to maintain our psyche, to maintain our emotions, our mentality. We have to maintain at this point. At this point in society, it's all about maintaining. And the better you're able to do that, the more successful you'll be, and you can help pull someone else out of the ditch when they get in there, because it's not hard to get in there. But we have to monitor how we allow ourselves to get in there. Now, is it as easy as simply turning the news off and just burying your head in the sand and not knowing what's going on? It's not that easy. And I'm not even saying it's completely necessary. However, you cannot allow yourself to dwell on the things that are going on in society and just think that we're all damned and doomed and we're in trouble and this isn't going to. You have to understand things need to happen for things to get better. But at the same time, you also have to understand that God told us these things would happen. So if you lean on his promises, you'll know we're going to be all right anyway. We are children of the Most High God, and we walk under divine protection. There's nothing you can't do, and there's nowhere you can't go. So just know that once you change your focus and change your algorithm, that's all you're ever going to see.